Oops. Good morning, everyone. I will do my presentation in English due to the fact that if I were to speak Norwegian, I would have to speak slower. So prepare yourself. I have a lot on my heart. I want to tell you a lot of things. So hopefully we'll manage. The organizers said that architects likes to look at pictures. So this is the only slide that I have with words. So that's why I didn't bother to change it. It's in Norwegian. Well, anyway, I'll tell you a story about Winnie the Pooh, city development, and politics. And this takes place in Norway, as you see, on the west coast of Norway, in a city called Haugesund. Well, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Vigleik Winje, and I'm a human geographer and an urban planner in the Municipality of Haugesund. Haugesund is a quite typical Norwegian town. It's not a very big town, it's a medium-sized town. And one of the reasons why I'm here is that my city has just been given the status as a national role model city. And that is due to the fact that we have a collaboration with the Norwegian Center for Design and Architecture. And we have done some things that I want to tell you about in our municipal master plan. And I think what we have done is as radical as it is simple. It is radical because it requires political will. It is simple because we, as the planning authority, we have the tools if we have politicians who have the political will to do what they have done. Okay, my city is located close by the sea. Our heritage is, we say that we are built on herringbones. We have always been focused on what we can draw out from the sea. And even today, we have a lot of maritime industry. The city only has 40,000 inhabitants, but we're a part of a bigger region. And we're surrounded by other municipalities that are more scarcely populated. So in reality, Haugesund is the only, in my opinion at least, the only real city in the region. But this is a fact as well, because we are the economical engine in our region. We have a lot of people who commute to Haugesund to work, and we're the cultural capital, if you can say a capital in a region. We have a lot of regional functions like hospitals, fire department, university, and so on. But the funny thing is that why I'm focused on Winnie the Pooh is that even though we are a city, we have had a tendency when we have done urban planning to to make use of a small town mentality. Because we know what we have to do to build a city, but we have done a lot of things that have gone in the opposite direction. And you know, Winnie the Pooh, when he was asked if he wanted condensed milk or honey on his bread, what did he answer? Yes, both, please. And that's what we have been doing. We've been saying that in speeches and so on. We've been talking about the importance of our downtown area, the importance of a lively, vibrant city center, but we have done the opposite. We have applied a spatial policy that has made our city go in another direction, and I'll show you. For example, in my town, 70% of us live in detached housing. And detached housing, detached single homes, requires a lot of space. And when you use a lot of space, it's very difficult to have like public transport. So we have enough money and we're lazy, so we use our cars. And with these cars, we like to drive to this place. This is where we do our shopping. And this is a typical Norwegian shopping area. This is a commercial area in Norway. This is where we love to shop. The numbers show that we love to shop here. Here in the square, you'll find the old historical center. This is the downtown area. And there are a lot of activity there as well. But if you see up on the, what is it? The right-hand side up there, we find this. And it's a desert of parking, big boxes, and shopping malls. And it's not very pleasant to be a pedestrian there. It's not very pleasant to use your bicycle there, but it's perfect to park your car. And the quality of the architecture is like this. that's what we have. So, but what I want to tell you is that I think I've read quite a lot of municipal master plans, and they all want to have the following: lively, attractive, active, pulsating, innovative, and sustainable downtown areas. We all talk about the same things. And I guess one of the reasons is that we read the same books. We want to attract the creative class. Everybody has read Richard Florida. And of course, the guru himself. We all know about the importance of the life between the houses and applying architecture in a human scale. We go to the same conferences and we tell each other things we have heard before. But by all means, what they have told us is important, and I think it's useful as well. And of course, we should always apply research and knowledge. But one of the challenges for a city like Haugesund is that we are not Copenhagen, we are not Berlin, we're not Barcelona, we're not Melbourne, and we're not even New York. But still, we want to apply an urban development strategy because we really believe that urban life provides some genuine qualities that we want to have in our city. That's one of the important issues. But I guess the most important issue in a global scale is that cities are a part of the answer to the climate crisis. And that being said, it's not enough if we are to reach our goals as a society, if only the capitals are able to provide a compact urban living. Because Scandinavia is not made up of Copenhagen, Stockholm, and Oslo, and so on and so forth, or Helsinki. We're made up of medium-sized towns. So we have to get the medium-sized towns and small towns as well to apply an urban development strategy if we are to be able to reach our goals. And it's quite simple. Norway has agreed to cut their emissions, but Norway as a state will not be able to reach their goals unless the municipalities get on board. So in my hometown, 60% of the climate gas emissions comes from what? From car use. As I said, we have enough money, we are lazy, and we live in an area where we live in detached housing, so we use our cars. So one of the most effective things that we can do is to look at how we make use of our land, the spatial politics. So we all know the downfalls of urban sprawl. We know what we should strive to achieve, a situation where we live and work and do our shopping in a radius where we are not so car dependent. And even our, no, I shouldn't say even, our politicians also know this, and they set up a lot of goals for us as planners when we were revising our municipal master plan. They wanted us to look at alternatives on how we could have a new master plan that limited the need for more space being used and limited the transportation needs and reduced the public spending on infrastructure and so on and so forth. And we looked at different scenarios, and by far the scenario that gave us the biggest result was the one in the middle, like that, where we concentrated the future growth in the downtown area, where the urban development strategy outwon the others by a lot. But I think that when we're communicating, because as planners and as architects, we as I said, we have a lot of the same knowledge, and when we talk together, we are talking in a way in an echo chamber, because we tend to agree on a lot of things. And I think when we're communicating this to the general public and to the politicians, it's important to tell at least two stories. One is about the need to change, the need to get on board the green shift, but also we have to communicate the qualities of an urban life. In my hometown, we were met with arguments that the people of Haugesund don't want to live in apartments. They're used to living in detached single houses, and they should be able to do that for all the foreseeable future. But then we had to communicate also the qualities of an urban life, where we focused on the life between the houses and the importance of public space, and the fact that an urban life has a lot of genuine qualities. And I think that was important. I'd like to show you a quick film now, so if you could help me. As I said, we are collaborating with DOGA, the National Center for Design and Architecture, and I'll show a short movie.
Haraldsgata Norges lengste handlegata, men dessverre så har veksten stagnert, fordi vi står I et sterkt konkurranseforhold med de omliggende næringsområdene som har disse store kjøpesentrene den slags. Og helt klart så det for mange tomme lokaler. Potensialet her så utrolig mye større enn det vi har klart å ta ut per I dag. Håpet jo at vi skal få til den utviklingen som igjen setter Haraldsgata som den absolutt viktigste handlegata I distriktet vårt.
Det å drive kafé, det kan være krevende, det hardt arbeid for å få det til å gå I rundt. Veldig kjekt også. Og så det spennende med det potensialet som finnes, og vi trenger jo at det kommer flere folk til sentrum. Vi har lyst til det. Det må være et mål, fordi det har vi tro på godt for folk.
Hei, takk for sist.
Hei Vigleik, det gikk jo strålende.
Ja, jeg må si det, så det var utrolig spennende. Haugesund kommer til å prioritere sentrum og sentrumsutvikling. Den nye kommuneplanen prøver å legge til rette for at vi skal få en situasjon hvor du bor og jobber og handler I et konsentrert område. Vi må sørge for at det skal bli attraktivt å bo I sentrum og leve livene sine I sentrum.
Jeg sitter og ser på samfunnsdelen I kommuneplanen deres nå, og den begynner jo da med Flottmyr, som skal bli et boligområde. Ja. DOGA et kompetanseformidlingssenter som skal bistå Haugesund kommune med byutvikling og den kommuneplanen de nettopp har vedtatt.
Flottmyrplanen det jo den som langt på vei skal bidra til at vi når målsetningen om at flere folk skal bo I sentrum.
Det som I Haugesund et bra sted å bo, spesielt for ungdommer, den gode kulturen. Det masse ting som skjer med konserter og Sillas og Hemmingstad kulturhus, og det veldig flinke voksne som med å arrangere ting.
Jeg skulle ønske meg flere lekeplasser som ikke nærme hovedveien, sånn som den der borte.
Jeg ønsker meg
yrende folkeliv.
Åpne butikker.
At det blir en levende by.
Og ikke minst sykkelfasiliteter, gode sykkelstier.
Vi har plukket ut noen konkrete prosjekter som vi kan bistå med. Et av prosjektene utfordringer med veisystemet I utkanten av byen, som skaper en barriere.
Her I dag så går jo all den tungtransporten fra industrien midt inn I Haugesund sentrum.
Et annet konkret prosjekt å kunne knytte øyene tettere til sentrum, sånn at man kan komme hit på andre måter enn med bil. Vi kan også bistå med å tilrettelegge for gode prosesser, og hvis man tar utgangspunkt I brukeren, så får man til mye bedre byutvikling. Så medvirkningsprosesser veldig viktig.
Før I tiden så var det jo en båtforbindelse som knyttet øyene sammen med fastlandet. Ja. Og nå står vi jo på et område som fint kunne ha blitt et sånt område igjen, hvor du kunne knytte Bakerøyene med Risøyene sentrum, og ikke minst det å kunne få til at innbyggerne kan få et forhold til Vibrandsøyene som et godt rekreasjonsområde.
Et av de prosjektene som veldig spennende å jobbe med jo en elektrisk ferge. En elektrisk ferge en god idé, fordi at da kan folk som bor her ute på Risøya lettere komme seg til sentrum. Nå de avhengig av å gå over broa, eller kjøre bil over broa for å gjøre de daglige innkjøpene.
Jeg bor på Risøy. Det å gå over Risøybrona, det ikke noe kjekt. Det masse trafikk, det mye tungtrafikk som dundrer forbi deg. Det smale fortau, så du må inn til kanten. Og det blir til at vi heller setter oss I bilen, og så kjører vi. Og så kjører vi ofte heller til Ragnarmyr eller andre kjøpesenter I stedet for å gå til sentrum.
vi har jo åpenbart diverse foran oss, så dette blir spennende. Den kommuneplanen som er vedtatt nå, den er ambisiøs. Politikerne de står i et paradigmeskifte nå, og det vil kreve langsiktighet om vi skal klare å oppnå resultater. Jeg tror at det er nyttig for en kommune som jobber veldig sånn tett på sine egne problemer, å få innspill og bli utfordret på de løsningene og de måtene vi ser ting på. Så jeg tror det samspillet med en sterk faginstitusjon som Doga det tror jeg blir veldig spennende.
Så nå gjelder det bare å sette i gang med prosjektene?
Det er vi klar for.
Ja. Det som er spennende med dette prosjektet, det er jo at det har stor overføringsverdi til andre kommuner og byer i tilsvarende situasjon. Så de kan komme og se på hva vi gjør her, og la seg inspirere.
Okay, hope you liked the movie. As you saw, Haugesund is not Copenhagen, Berlin, Barcelona, Melbourne, or New York. We don't have the same pressure on our downtown area. Actually, we have the opposite. We have a lot of vacant premises. But still, we want to have the future development and growth in the downtown area. So we have to apply the tools that we have to influence that. At the time being, the market has not supplied us with the solution. So we as planning authority, and the municipalities in Norway, they are the planning authority, and they have the position and possibility to influence this by steering the growth potential towards where we want to have it. And in doing that, we also have to recognize some of the historical wrongdoings that has happened. It's not like, where is it here? Some people like to say that the future is, or the present is being constructed by a natural force and an invisible hand. The market has never operated in an empty space. It's always operated within regulations. And the fact of the matter is that what kind of functions we have in our municipalities and where they are located, they are the result of political will or lack of political will. There's a reason why we don't have a kiosk here. This is one of Norway's most famous tourist sites, and it has a lot of visitors. Probably there would be possible to run a kiosk or a hotel here, but we don't want to have it here because that would ruin the quality of this place, and the same goes for this place. But why do we do the opposite when it comes to our towns? Because we know what will harm our downtown area. We know that these big shopping malls and these parking deserts outside the city centers, they are generating a lifestyle and consumer patterns that are in opposition to what the strategic goals are that the politician sets for the downtown areas. But we tend to say that we want both at the same time. But the amount of people, the growth in the population, the amount of money we have, it's not unlimited. So as planning authority, we really have to take into consideration that we are able to, or we could influence and try to steer the future growth potential. And actually, Norway is bombarded with these kind of commercial areas outside the city centers. And they are, and the party is not over. People are continuously trying to establish these kind of big boxes outside the city center. And this is the situation, and I'll end with this picture. In the, what is it, the left-hand corner, we have the big commercial area, weighing in on 180,000 square meters of commercial shopping. And the little guy there, he weighs in on only 35,000 square meters of shopping. So if you were to put your money on who will win, it's quite easy. But luckily, the municipalities, they have the planning authority, so we can try to change the rules of the game, so to say. And that is why I think one of the reasons why we have been given the status as a role model city, because we do not only apply sensible architectural policy in our planning, we're willing to go into the conflict area where we put on restrictions. So we have now said in our plan that this commercial area that I showed you, in the future it will be transformed to an industrial area where you can have warehouses, industry, you can sell cars and boats, but in the future we hopefully they won't be selling that many T-shirts and TVs and so on, things that we could have in the city center. So the message that I want to give across is that the municipality really has to understand its position where it is able to steer the growth potential to enable a future that is green, a future that is compact, and a future that is urban. Okay, thank you.